After World War II, the world was divided. Two superpowers emerged: the United States, championing democracy, and the Soviet Union, defending communism. Their clash of ideologies sparked the Cold War, a half-century struggle fought through espionage, proxy wars, and the constant threat of nuclear annihilation. The conflict began in the ruins of Europe. At the Yalta Conference, Stalin promised free elections in Eastern Europe but soon installed pro-Soviet governments. Winston Churchill famously warned of an Iron Curtain descending across the continent. The U.S. responded with the Truman Doctrine, pledging to contain communism, and the Marshall Plan, rebuilding Western Europe. The first major flashpoint was Berlin. In 1948, the Soviets blockaded the city, but a massive Western airlift kept West Berlin supplied, a major propaganda victory for the West. In 1949, the Soviet Union tested its first atomic bomb, triggering a terrifying arms race. Western nations formed NATO. The Soviets countered with the Warsaw Pact. The Cold War turned hot in 1950 when North Korea invaded South Korea, leading to a brutal three-year war. The 1960s brought the world to the brink. In 1962, the discovery of Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba triggered the Cuban Missile Crisis. For 13 days, President Kennedy and Premier Khrushchev stood eyeball to eyeball, and the world held its breath. A secret deal averted nuclear war, but the conflict deepened in Vietnam, where the U.S. fought a long and divisive war to prevent a communist takeover. At the same time, the superpowers competed for technological supremacy in the space race, a battle for hearts and minds that culminated in the American moon landing. The 1970s saw a period of détente, as leaders like Nixon and Brezhnev sought to ease tensions. But the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979 shattered the fragile peace. The 1980s began with renewed hostility. President Ronald Reagan called the Soviet Union an evil empire and launched a massive U.S. military buildup. But behind the Iron Curtain, the Soviet system was crumbling. In 1985, Mikhail Gorbachev came to power, introducing reforms of glasnost and perestroika. He could not control the forces he unleashed. In 1989, the Berlin Wall fell, a powerful symbol of freedom's triumph. 2 years later, the Soviet Union itself was dissolved. The Cold War was over.